She was going to deliver like a Hebrew woman. Baby was born, but guess what, guys? The baby refused to cry. My worst experience as a nursing student. Brace yourself, guys, because this is gonna get graphic. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Goretti. I'm a nursing student in my final year, University of Nigeria Nogo campus. My worst experience as a nursing student. This actually happened in the year 2020 in the pandemic. I was going on a clinical posting just to try to improve in my clinical experience. That was when it happened. It was also strike that year. I decided to enroll myself into a maternity hospital. It was a government hospital. Mind you that I just finished second year. I didn't have much experience at all. I didn't know much about nursing. So it happened one night that I was on night shift. A woman was in labor, serious labor, and she came in banging on the door. We didn't have any delivery that night. I was there to assist the staff nurse that was on duty. As the woman was banging on the door, the staff nurse on duty asked me to go and check out who was banging on the door. So on getting there, I discovered that this woman was in heavy labor. By heavy labor, I mean that she was already in her second stage of labor by the time I got there. I collected the woman's card so that I can find her folder. I went ahead to look for her folder after directing her to the staff nurse where she laid down and the staff nurse was examining her. On getting her folder, and we opened it and discovered that this woman did not do any scan. She didn't do any lab test. We didn't know if she was HIV positive or negative. We didn't know if she had any STI, anything that could complicate the pregnancy. When we asked her, she said that she did her third trimester ultrasound. So we asked her, where is the scan result? She said it's in her bag. We started looking for it. This thing was happening within a space of 10 minutes. Like it didn't even take time. So we started looking for it in her bag. We couldn't find it. So we asked her again, where is the scan? Because we needed to see the scan to know the baby's presentation, to know, since she did it in our last trimester, to know if it's something that we could handle. Mind you, there's no doctor on site at the hospital, so we don't handle all the cases at the hospital. The woman insisted that she came with a scan and that the scan was inside the bag. So we kept on trying to get the scan results. We discovered that the baby was already coming out, and guess what, guys? The baby was presenting with its legs. I can never forget that day. Those on duty, usually that sort of case is usually referred. Once you do your scan and we see that the baby is presenting abnormally, you will be referred to a hospital with appropriate equipment in case of emergency. But in her case, she purposely stayed back at home until she was sure that we could no longer refer her. Staff nurse started trying to maneuver, trying to deliver the baby like that. I cannot tell you the number of episiotomy that this woman was given that day. She was given bilateral episiotomy, and the baby was stuck. It got to the shoulder area and the baby became stuck. The nurse kept on trying to maneuver, given that this labor has been prolonged. The staff nurse was doing her best. I myself still giving fundal pressure because this baby was at the verge of dying. At last, the staff nurse was able to maneuver and bring out one of the shoulders, bring out the other shoulders, and the baby was born. But guess what, guys? The baby refused to cry. The baby refused to cry. I mean, I'm literally going emotional telling this story because it was horrible. We kept on trying to resuscitate the baby, massaging its back, trying everything that we could. We used an amber bag trying to resuscitate the baby. We gave the baby at last gave one tiny shrill cry. One tiny shrill cry that you could not even hear out loudly. Obviously, the baby wasn't doing well. We asked the father to carry the baby to a hospital. We referred them immediately. As the woman was still there, we started conversing with her to find out what had happened. We found out that she went for a scan at the third trimester, around 34 weeks. The person who did her scan actually told her that, hey, your baby is not presenting well. You will need to go to a hospital that have the proper facility. But she didn't submit that scan to the nurses or to the midwives that would attend to her. Rather, she went to a prayer house, and the woman, that is her pastor, told her that she was going to deliver successfully, that she would never use CS to deliver, that she was going to deliver like a Hebrew woman. I'm not trying to belittle anybody's belief, but come on. We now discovered that that was her fourth child and the first male child, because the baby that was born was male. She really wanted a male child, so this was her first male child that she just jeopardized because her pastor told her that she would deliver like a Hebrew woman. Had to suture the episiotomy that we gave her. Make sure that she doesn't have any internal bleeding, because that was a traumatizing childbirth. So we had to make sure of all those things. The woman was actually a very strong woman, I can give her that. What she went through that day, I can't even describe it well enough. Anyways, after tidying her up, we got a word from the husband that the baby died, which wasn't surprising to us because we already saw the condition of this baby as they were being referred. Can you imagine having carried your baby for a period of 9 months, but one single act just jeopardized everything? Assuming that woman went for CS as she was advised after she went for her scan, none of this would have happened. But she refused. She rather went to her pastor, which I'm not kicking against, but some pastors are just being used by the devil. If not that the nurse on duty that day was highly skilled, that woman could have lost her life. Assuming she even decided to give birth at home, go to all these traditional birth attendants who may not have the necessary skills, she could have lost her life that day, and also the baby's life would have been lost. Both lives would have been lost, and it would have been a consequence of, I want to deliver like a Hebrew woman. Please, my fellow women, if CS is recommended for you, go for it. Delivering like a Hebrew woman simply means that both mother and child is safe. It doesn't matter how you deliver that child. The most important thing is that you and your baby is safe. If CS is recommended for you, don't insist on going to your prayer house. I know that God still does miracle, but that kind of thing, if you pray and pray and pray and pray and the baby doesn't change its position, use your sense. Go and get an elective surgery. I pray that all the women around will deliver safely. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and hit the subscribe button, share this video, like it, comment. Are you a student nurse? Have you had this kind of experience before? Are you a mother? Have you had this kind of experience before, or you have heard someone it happened to? Share with me in the comment section. I'd really like to hear your opinion. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. Bye.